Good morning. It is the final installment of the Cape Cod Saves series. This is probably going to be installment number 4 or 3. I don't know. We'll see. And the final day. And the name of the series has proven to be accurate. I'm feeling so much better today. I'm feeling that the anger, the resentment, the bitterness, the feel for the need for vindictiveness has lifted and I'm revived. I probably got 5 or 6 hours of sleep last night. Not that much, but I did some practices this morning. I was able to focus my mind. I did a Korean Taoist practice that I do quite frequently. That really helped do wonders. I played some music, and man, I'm almost ready for forgiveness. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it? I guess. We'll see. I slipped back into anger at times last night, thinking about things, and I'm sure I will slip back into anger again. Reminded me of another breakup in the long distant past that I can vaguely remember the anger resurfacing when I thought about it months afterwards and maybe even a year afterwards. This one probably won't be as acute in terms of that protracted time period. At least I hope it won't be, but progress, that's all that counts right now. And progress in no small part due to this magnificent setting that I found myself in for the past 3 days here in Cape Cod, the tip of Cape Cod. This trail will lead to the ocean. According to ordinary hiking distances, it's not too far. I don't know, maybe 1.5 miles or something like that. 1.5 miles through sand dunes is probably equivalent of 3 miles of regular hiking. It's a 1-to-2 ratio. Yeah, 1-to-2. Sounds about right. Really spectacular. I use that word a lot. Usually when I use it, it precisely fits, and such is the case today. That's a big hill to climb. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, put the camera away, climb. We'll see the ocean soon. I'll check in a little bit. Finally, the ocean. In the distance, this is a unique and well-known hike through the sand dunes just outside of Provincetown, Massachusetts. Over dunes around Dune Shacks, these idyllic little nesting places where some people are lucky enough to hole up for a little bit to reap the rewards and benefits of surrounding themselves with this kind of beauty. Here is, as in elsewhere, amongst these sand dunes, the pitch pines are starting to fill in the gaps, creating clumps of little miniature forests that will someday aggregate together and become a much more mature closed canopy forest. Recovering from deforestation in the past, spectacular today, in its present form, and spectacular tomorrow in its future form. The destination. You know, I can remember walking to a beach with my family many years ago. I was just a small kid south of here. It's called High Head, and they're unlike most of the other beaches. The parking lot is about 1/2 mile away from the beach, and you have to walk down this trail with sand deep, soft sand. It's kind of a sand road. I just remember feeling so impatient and so resentful of the fact that I had to work so hard to get to the beach. I just wanted to get to the beach to see the ocean. That was all that mattered. And yeah, of course I don't. Of course, I orient myself much differently nowadays, by virtue of the fact of the accumulation of many years of joys and sorrows and trauma and happiness and experience, etc., etc., etc. But making this walk brings me back to that day in particular, and that mindset that I can so clearly remember as a young child. Yeah, global polycrisis of the biodiversity dimension. The beaches. You can't let your dogs go beyond these stakes. There are birds, some of you probably know this, that can nest no other place except these beaches. And that's a problem when so many people like beaches, and so many people love to bring their dogs onto those beaches. And so many people love to see dogs running free in those beaches, as do I. I love dogs. I got nothing against dogs. Those dogs will destroy nests, however. And all sorts of beach disturbances, development, erosion, and people and dogs have brought these particular birds to the brink of extinction. They're just hanging on here at Cape Cod and a couple other places. The Park Service has fenced off miles and miles, or stringed off, it's not really a proper fence, of beach in an effort to protect the nesting grounds. It's impossible for them to patrol this whole thing. I can see dog tracks, or maybe they're coyote tracks, but I suspect they're dog tracks within the bounds of the perimeter of this blocked off area. And I, even for the first time ever, saw a piping plover yesterday, foraging down by the water, then it kind of flew up here to the high tide line. Later reading that is part of the, oh my God, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. That is a piping plover, I'm pretty sure. I just refreshed my memory of the identification. You probably can't see in the video, but there we go. Endangered species running right in front of me. How do you like that? Cape Cod. Yeah, and that's successfully, little bird. May you live long and prosper. This may us all. Yeah, today, feeling really quiet inside. Feeling like I don't want to talk. Feeling like I just want to center my awareness on my being here in this place and on this place. That's a good sign. That's what I came out here for. It's not a reset mentally, but a settling. An aid to come to terms with some really, really hard things to deal with. A friend of mine said a couple nights ago, when I was talking about the situation, that, and I can't use the language that she used, it was quite colorful, but in essence, if your brainstem gets screwed with, you do stupid crap, and you can guess pretty easily what the alternate wordings were that she used. And that's so true. That's just such a succinct and apt way to put what happened to me 3 days ago. My brainstem got screwed with, and I was in a place where I was motivated to do stuff that I would never ever otherwise be motivated to do, that I was surprised that I actually did. Also human, and to the extent, and to such an extent that I can't even conjure up that exact frame of mind which motivated me to do what I did. Now again, what I did wasn't particularly harmful or hurtful. It was just kind of out of the box, little juvenile retribution that might have been useful in some way. I don't know. Maybe probably about a 5 on the scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the egregiousness of those sorts of actions. Cold. Last day of April. It can get chilly on the beach with the wind coming in. I don't know how long I walked. I walked about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, who knows. I walked really slow. I saw a lot of birds feeding. And I saw one seal, which in recent years I've come here and I've seen many seals. Dozens, hundreds. Maybe they're just not here yet. Maybe they're off reading somewhere else, or maybe something happened and there's fewer of them. I don't know. I'm going to read up on that one. But yeah, this is the last installment. I am going back to my home in Camp Real World tomorrow. Getting in the car, driving 6 hours. Heading back to the northern forest to work in a variety of things. And I want to be posting more of these videos. Not quite sure. Definitely not going to be getting out again for anything longer than day hikes until the fall. So maybe I'll find some worthwhile things to walk about and talk about this summer at that time. And the funny thing is, being in a state of emotional distress gives you a lot to talk about and probably makes these videos a lot more interesting for anyone watching it, other than the videos where I don't have anything particularly distressing going on and I walk around and I talk about this and I talk about that. I'm sure it's all very boring, or maybe it's boring, but hopefully not. Hopefully it has a little bit of interest for some of you. And if so, keep watching. Thank you.